Hi, it's Dione from the Stitcher's Muse, and I thought I'd give you a quick tour, hopefully quick, of the cross-stitch fabrics that we have in stock and available right now. Bear with me one moment while I refocus the camera so I can show you all these fabulous fabrics. So my head is probably going to be a little bit cut off here, but I'll do my best to show you. So we're going to start off with the higher count fabrics, or the lower count fabrics. We have Afghan fabric, 7 count in ecru. We have white in 11 count, and a little bit of white, antique white in 11 count. And then we also have a 13 count natural monk's cloth. Then moving on into the 14 count, we have a small piece of white. We have the white with the grid on it. This is lovely fabric because when you are stitching, you'll be able to orient exactly where your pattern goes. If you line up the lines on your charts with the fabric, you'll know when you've made a mistake if you get to the line and you shouldn't be there yet. Then we have just a small piece of antique white 14 count. We have vintage country cream, which is a beautiful variegated. And we have rustico oatmeal in 2 different colors. One is slightly grayer than the other. We have a small piece of a beautiful, very light blue. It's called Icelandic gray, so I guess it's gray. And we have ivory. We have country French, which is got a little bit of variegation to it, but it's really just a very tiny piece. Sorry about that. We have a bit more of the rustico oatmeal. We have beautiful beige. We have a small piece of vintage stormy night. We have, this is ice blue, and then we have ice blue, it's called Blue Blizzard, and it's got sparkle in it. Hopefully you can see that. And we have soft blue. We have tropical blue. We have Nordic blue. We have Bo Peep pink. This looks like lavender mist. No, it's called pink sand. And we have Christmas green and another small piece of Christmas green. We have Christmas red. We have lilac. We have espresso, and we have black. Now I'm just going to pause this video very briefly while I spin the rack around, and I'll show you the other counts. There we go. So I feel like I should be walking on my knees to show you these properly so the top of my head doesn't get cut off by the camera. I apologize for that. If I have it at a different angle, you're not going to see quite as much of the fabric. So this is our 16 count collection, which it isn't. This was 14 count. I will put it back where it belongs. We have opalescent white. Lovely sparkle in that. Hopefully you can see that. We have antique white. We have the same gridded but in a 16 count easy grid. And then we have white. And we also have a small scrap of the ecru with rust colored easy grid. We have ivory. We have a very small piece of beautiful beige. I think we need to go through and take some of these smaller pieces out. And we have amazing gray, artichoke, and that is not artichoke, that is, I'm not sure why we have 2 on the same hanger. We also have water lily, just a couple of small pieces. We have this absolutely gorgeous golden color. Let me see what its actual name is. It's called Riviera Gold. We have light blue. We have, oh, now we're into the 18 count. So an 18 count, we don't have a huge collection, so I'll just carry on. This is white. And some more white. And then we have the vintage, oops, stitch band is falling down. Vintage smoky white, which has got a beautiful variegation, a marbled color. We have opalescent white, again with that lovely sparkle in it. We have natural light linen in an 18 count. And we have this piece, which is, looks like it's got a bit of rayon in it. I'm not sure what this is. It came in in a consignment order. We have platinum. And ivory. And clay barn. And this is a light blue, Christmas red, and black. Bear with me, I'm going to pause the video and we'll spin it round and we'll get to the next sizes. And we have 20 count in vintage country mocha. The same gridded white and gray that I've shown you earlier, but in a different count. We have Bellina, just some small pieces of that in antique white. We have the usual sparkly in the opalescent white. We have Bellana 20 count in ivory. And we have a beautiful linen in natural. And we also have it in, it says natural brown undyed, so they are a slightly different color. This has that very beautiful natural look to it. And then with a 22 count, which is usually used for hardanger, we have antique white. We have the basalt, what do they call this one? Sparkle white. This is actually a 20 count again. I guess we've got it hung in the wrong section. We do get them mixed up sometimes. Put that back there. And we have, so did I show you the white? I think I showed you the white. So we don't have a whole lot of 22 count. We have a little bit of silk gauze in a 25 count. And we have Lugana in 25 count in antique white. In the gridded white and gray, and then we are into the 28 count, so bear with me, I'm going to spin it round because our 28 count collection is quite expansive. One moment. So here we have our 28 count collection. We have both linen and Lugana and other fibers in this, so I'll try to identify linen in antique white. Nope, this is white. We have Jobelin in ivory. We have Jobelin in black. Jobelin in antique white. Quaker cloth in 28 count. Lugana in 28 count. And if you need close-ups of any of these, I'm more than happy to oblige. We don't have all of our fabrics online because it takes an incredible amount of time and effort to get everything done properly because we fussy cut our fabrics to your specific size. We have the white and gray in Lugana. We have 28 count in amber linen. Cashel in antique white. Cashel in cream. And I'm not sure what this is, but it's an antique white, looks like a linen, but it's a little bit softer than most linens. sorry, Lugana in antique white, Quaker cloth in antique white, and then we have some sparkly opalescent. I like my bling, so we have that in almost every fabric. And this looks like another, I think we need to consolidate some of these. This is Cashel in antique white. We have Country French Latte. I'm not sure what this is. Lugana, 25 count in mushroom. We'll move that back to the 25 count. This is a really lovely fabric that I call driftwood. It's kind of got a lot of texture in it. This is Cashel in flax. And Cashel in platinum. More Cashel in flax. And in raw linen. This is also a raw linen, but a different brand. It looks like a permanent, so it's a little bit more beige. We have the fun one with polka dots in Cashel as well. This is a permanent linen in milk chocolate and sandstone, which is tea dyed. So it's a very slight variegation on that. We have Summer Cocky Cashel and Jobelin in lamb's wool. We have Pink Sand Linen. We have Jobelin in bone. This is a beautiful flesh tone. If you're doing anything that requires a flesh tone, like the mouth of the flower or family of birds, this is beautiful for that. And this looks like Crystal Peach in linen. And this looks like Peaceful Purple. Graceful Gray in a permanent linen. There are different brands of linen. The permanent linen tends to be stiffer. It has more sizing in it. And this is Lugana. I would want to say it's Summer Cocky, possibly. And then we have Jobelin in Water Lily. And Dusty Green Jobelin. Platinum Metallic, just a scrap left. And again, I'm not sure on this one. It was unlabeled. It is a 28 count. I'm not sure, but it's a really beautiful, slightly greenish, almost a platinum color. And this is a lovely light blue with a little bit of texture to it. It's quite nice as well. Just a piece of that. I don't have an identification on it. This is Ice Blue, one of our favorite colors. And more ice blue, but a slightly different color of it. A little bit darker. Actually, I want to say that this is not, oh, that's a Lugana, and this is the linen. That's the difference. And we have Blue Spruce. We have Lilac. And Navy Lugana. And this is called Christmas Blue. It's definitely on the periwinkle side with purplish overtones. And then we have this one, which looks like dark chocolate. espresso. And we have a small piece of black. I'm going to spin it round and we'll do the 32 count. We're going to carry on with the 30 count actually. I've forgotten we'd separated this out. This is a linen that we import from Germany. It's from Weber I Weddingen and it is buttery soft and absolutely awesome. So we have it in antique white and silver and one we call Radiance, and of course, if I don't buy it now, this one we were calling Stormy Blue. Not that one, this one. And then this one, which is kind of an ecru, I think they call it Fawn. Driftwood, we called it Driftwood. Sometimes we have to invent our own names. And this one, which is just simply blue. And then there's a piece of 30 count here of unknown fiber. And then we have this one, which we call Mellow Rose. And last but not least on this, in the 30 count, we have Sage Green. Going on into the 32 count, we have the famous antique white and white in, so this is Lugana. Yep, this is Lugana in antique white. This is Belfast in white. Again, we have the gridded white Lugana, easy count, and antique white, Belfast linen. We have Lugana in antique white. We have optical white linen from Furman. And Lugana in 32 count antique white. And a scrap of opalescent. And this is white linen. It's a Perman linen in white, it says, but I would call that antique white. Then we have Country French Latte. We have a random, I want to call it ivory. Cream, I should call it cream. We have opalescent raw. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Lots of fun to play with. And flax. I feel like a presenter. And this one, which I really love, it's called Wish, and Karen is actually busy stitching a little cat on this one out of the ornament issue. Platinum and Crystal Peach. And this is a hand dyed by Rolanda. It's beautiful. It's got pinks and greens. I'll show you that a little bit closer so you can see how gorgeous that is. Absolutely beautiful. Just a small piece. And this is another one of hers. So this one's got more pink in it and that lovely gold. And a little tiny piece of, I want to call it mushroom. Let me just see. There is a label on it. Sage. These hangers do get all tangled up. And then we have milk chocolate in Belfast, or in linen rather. Another, this is stone gray Belfast. We have new khaki, and this looks like dirty linen. I was going to say summer khaki, that's why I said it looks like. I really shouldn't say it looks like dirty linen, right? The color name is dirty linen. Like, who ever thought of that name? Seriously. And a small random piece. It doesn't have a label, and this is champagne. I think I'm going to have to move this around again. This is cobblestone. And we have amber, tumbleweed, dark olive, wood violet, and I didn't tell you the fiber content of these last ones. Most of them, I want to say all of them were linens right back to quite a ways back. This, however, is a Jobelin in the wood violet. This one is definitely a linen, but I'm not sure what the brand is. It doesn't have the typical Zweigart orange in the selvage, so, but it's really, really lovely. Christmas red. Probably it's a little bit more on the pinky side than Christmas red, though. We have ash rose in linen, Belfast. Belfast in lilac, not the same lilac as the other one. The Perman lilac is that hot purple. The Zweigart lilac is the soft color. We have a little bit of the Weeks Dye Works in blush. We have Belfast in terracotta. And we have Vintage Blue Whisper, definitely one of my favorites because it looks like a slightly cloudy sky. And Sea Spray. And Graceful Gray. If you need us to compare these with the DMC colors, we're quite happy to try and do a comparison so that you get a better feel for the actual color, because I know that cameras can be very different and can render color differently. We have Mimosa Green and Smoky Pearl and Mediterranean Sea. And bear with me, my laptop is telling me that it's running out of battery. I'm just going to quickly plug it in. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Now, I think I left off with the Mediterranean Sea. The next one up is Ice Blue. And for some reason we have that on two different ones as well. And then we have what I'm guessing that's espresso. What do you think? Yes, it is. And this is dark cobblestone. This is black chocolate. It's kind of hard to see there, isn't it? There, that may be a little better. And we have black in Lugana, mostly. We don't carry a whole lot of linen in the black because I find it can be quite difficult to see. So we tend to just have the Jobelin for that. Okay, and we have this piece here, which is the Weberei. So again, lovely and soft, and that is antique white in a 32 count. Now, just have the 36 and higher to go. So if you never go over 36, you can turn off the video at this point. I won't be insulted. We have Edinburgh 36 count in white. We have it in cream. We have it in 38 count in eiderdown. It's actually quite a nice soft linen. And then we are moving into the Newcastle, which is 40 count. We have white. We have antique white. We have just Perman linen in white, which is actually closer to an antique white. And we have the Weberei linen in a 40 count in a white or antique white. And this is ivory in a 40 count linen. Lugana doesn't come up that high because the thread is too thick. I don't think they could get 40 threads per inch. This is ecru in a Weberei linen. And this is the Vintage Country Mocha. And I didn't say what count that was, 40 count. This is Vintage Country Mocha in 40 count, Newcastle. And this is Newcastle in Summer Cocky. And Sandstone in 40 count. I think all the rest of these are 40 count. We have a Provence Lavender. And ivory in a Perman linen, and flax in Bergen, which is a 46 count for those of you who really like a challenge. And if you're even up for more punishment than that, we have Kingston linen, which is a 55 count, mostly used for embroidery, but it is an even weave, so it can definitely be used for cross stitch, and we have it in white and cream. And what are these last pieces? This is Newcastle in Vintage Country Mocha, a second piece, and that's the Bergen, the 46 count as well. For some reason, we seem to have that on 2 different hangers as well. So hopefully you saw something on today's video. We do fussy cut our fabrics, meaning that we charge you for the exact size that we cut, and we'll cut any size that you want. And for an extra $2.50, we'll serge the edges for you as well. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.